Yeah, no, I was just coming back to the wallet because I think the wallet, we talked about what's the right user experience, right? We talked about stablecoin being a great user experience. We talked about fast finality, but
Mhm.
then I think this interface, right, is really key. And so when, there've been a lot of wallets that have, each chain, you got the MetaMask, got Kepler, you got Phantom, you got XDeFi, you got Terra Station, all these different wallets that have been building out and extended, right? You look at those, how, sort of from a core perspective, ultimately it's going to be optimized for the Avalanche ecosystem.
Mhm.
Will it work cross chain with other coins as well? And how do you see that sort of, when can we sort of expect that? Because I think that's one thing that also minimizes the bridging for Avalanche,
Yeah, so it
right?
will be able to work with other ecosystems, depending on in the same way that MetaMask ended up working for a bunch of different ecosystems, and we were even able to fork MetaMask. If anybody remembers back in the day,
Yeah,
there was something called Badger Wallet, which was a
yeah,
wallet
yeah.
cash that we created at Bitcoin.com, and it was a fork of MetaMask. So
Yeah,
we even got it to work with
yeah,
something non-EVM compatible. The
yeah.
core has been pushed back, I think, once, maybe twice, simply because we're going through security audits and stuff like that. But it's very, very,
Yeah,
it's like on the immediate roadmap. It should be in live already,
yeah,
so that gives you a sense that
yeah.
it's basically
Okay, awesome.
a couple.
That'll be really, check that out, guys.
It's going
That's
to be
going to be
huge.
really, I think, yeah. Um, yeah, no, I think, that's sort of one angle, right? And I think, you know, um, having a wallet that is ready available in your hand, on the mobile phone, I just think is so important as well. You have to cover and support so many different platforms. Right? People want desktop, people want multi-sig, people want Chrome plugins, people want on their mobile phones, right? So how do you build it for that environment, right? It's not a simple task. It's definitely, and then you've got all your tokens in there. You've got your NFTs in there, and
Mhm.
you've got different tokens across from different chains. You've
Mhm.
got NFTs from different chains, but also NFTs that are going to have different purposes, right? You
And
don't
there's
just
going to
have
be
your
open paradigms.
GIF.
Yeah, there's going to be
Yeah,
entirely new paradigms
exactly.
we don't even know about, stuff that's going to be
It's
happening next year and maybe
exactly.
that. And so
Yeah.
it's
How do you build for that? And what is that open wallet architecture that is needed
Mhm.
for that, to embrace the extensions that can be done off the back of a core service, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely
Um,
need people who are blockchain native. So that's one of the things we've been very
yep.
fortunate with at Avalab, starting with Goon, literally our CEO and
Yeah.
co-founder. He created what's called Karma, which was the very first proof
Yeah.
of work payment like system built in 2003. So 8 years, or I'm sorry,
Wow.
whatever it was, 5 years or so before
Oh,
Satoshi. Yeah, before
I
Satoshi was,
suppose you wrote the white paper.
he was already solving something called Karma, which is a proof of work payment system. So starting our C level all the way down, we have a lot of digitally native and blockchain native folks, and then you have to embrace this the startup ethos of moving fast and being willing to fail. And I think Zuckerberg said, move fast, break often, or something like that. And you have to be a little bit careful because we're dealing with value bearing assets. So we live in a unique world
Yep.
where you can't nuke everybody's savings. So we're not saying move
Yep.
fast and don't worry about shit, but at the same time we have to appreciate that now we're competing with the finest tech startups in the world, and so we're going
Yep.
to bring our super supreme A game from day one, and we have to think about ourselves like tech startups. And so that's certainly how we approach the problem at Ava Labs. We are a tech startup. The cliche I've been using, and I know it's tired, but man, I've been saying this for years. For years, I have been saying that the next Google is going to emerge from the blockchain space. And what I mean by that is the blockchain has the potential to be as transformative as the web or the desktop or mobile or social. And so, in the same way that Microsoft saw the desktop and was like, wow, we could build an empire on that, and Google saw the web and Facebook saw social, somebody is going to come along and see the blockchain and appreciate it for what it is and take a stewardship type role and build the next huge startup. And I believe that Ava Labs has the potential to be that team. We're humans and we could blow it. I know that nothing's a given, but the way we are approaching it as we are a fast growing startup and we're working in a field that is very new and emergent, similar to the web. And so there's this absolutely huge potential to have a radical impact, which is going to affect people's lives for generations, and to build this system which is going to transform everything. And so just every single day trying to remain inspired, trying to realize that it's a marathon of sprints, trying not to get burnt out, but to push myself right to the level, trying to find the best people in the world that are trustworthy and competent and hardworking and creative and easy to get along with. There's just so many dynamics at play. Not only are we dealing with this crazy technology innovation, we're dealing with social innovation and what it means to grow teams of people. And so, yeah, that's how we're approaching it. Is we are we view ourselves as potentially a huge startup, and we're trying to do everything we can in that vein to innovate.